So my involvement with the business school, of course, started back in the 1970s when I first became a full-time student. For 10 years before that, I took classes at night, off and on. But when I finally matriculated and went full-time, I was 10 years older than my classmates, and I had a 2-year-old in tow. So it was a little different. I know what it's like to struggle financially and be in school. When I first started school, I had very little. I had a little bit of savings. I had applied for tuition aid, had a couple of part-time jobs. I got a student loan. And then when it came time for the MBA program, I was broke. But I got a scholarship from the Southern California Alumni Association. And that made the difference for me to be able to get through the MBA program or not. So that I remember thinking at the time how remarkable it was that people who didn't even know me would give me money so I could finish my degree.
I think that number one, right, so many of our students, we have so many amazing mentors here at the Eccles School of Business, but there is something to be said about students who can relate not just on a personal level with their mentor, but on a cultural and kind of lived experience level. And I think that that's one of the things that is really unique, not just about Chris's mentorship, but so many of our mentors within the First Ascent Scholars Program, is that they share experiences with those students, both have a similar background or experience, or are willing to share now experiences with them. And I think that that's what makes a mentor like Chris so unique.
So Chris has been there for me from the day one of school until even right now after school. She's still there for me, and having Chris in my life motivates me or impacts me to also in the future help out students who need support. It may not be financial support, but her time really means a lot to me, and that is something that I'm hoping in the future to give back as well.
I think Chris really helped me throughout college, as well as helped me decide what I want to do on my career. With immigrant parents, I think that's something that I was not provided or given the opportunity to have. So I think for me, talking to Chris, she gave me a lot of insights of what I should do and what different activities I can do to help me get there.
Programs like First Ascent are not possible without donors. Donors like Chris impact our students not only through financial support, but also through their mentorship, experience, and connections.
I was reluctant to become a mentor because I am not in the city where I had my career, where I knew business leaders and could send them to a particular person to get information about that industry or their company or whatever. And I felt kind of at a loss. And then as I looked around, I could see that, especially in First Ascent, that was available to them. There were a number of people, and are a number of people who can provide that kind of guidance and contact. So I decided I would just more or less concentrate on what they were doing and how they were doing.
I would tell Chris that she has really made a big impact on my life. I think going to college, I never knew how much support I would receive, and her being my mentor, I think she has given me a lot of life lessons as well as a lot of support to guide me through college and being a graduate.
Chris deserves this recognition because she is somebody who gives, yes, monetarily to support scholarships and opportunities here for students, but more importantly, while she was a student here, after she graduated, she's given of her time as a speaker, as a board member, as a mentor, and this is, I think, that the Eccles School, not just First Ascent, but the Eccles School, is a part of her family and a part of her legacy. So I think that that's why she deserves this recognition.
Going through that experience as a first generation, having most of the times no one to help you through that, it's pretty scary. And I'm grateful that there are people like Chris who are there and willing to help you through that. If Chris was here, I would tell her that I'm grateful for her time and support that she has given me throughout college and after college.